Hello, everybody, and welcome to Crying is a Free Action, a podcast about news and politics in our home states, the United States, around the globe. I don't really...
Bro, is that fucking snake down there?
Yeah, it sure is.
Bro, we're gonna get copyright struck.
No, it's fine. I did it last week. There's even less of him on there now.
Okay, carry on.
Shit, what are we doing here? We are the team behind EasyVote, NorthDakota.com, EasyVoteND.com. You can go to both of those websites. They both work. We have some stuff there. That is something I can talk about a little bit. I'm working on an article, and it should be live today or tomorrow. If you didn't,
you said it was gonna be live yesterday.
Well, I wanted to finish it yesterday so you guys could go through it, so I could have it live after we talked about it. But a horse apiece. I'm joined here by Al. Al, how are you?
I'm still alive.
Yeah. Tommy, welcome. Thank you for being here. How are you doing?
Yep, great to be here.
Excellent. And we have Taylor in the house today. Taylor, thank you for being here. How are you?
I'm good, but I have a sore on the roof of my mouth and it hurts.
We'll get a live camera view of that later. As I said, we are the team behind EasyVote, NorthDakota.com. That is us. I have an article going up talking about... So if you didn't know, I spent about a decade working in law enforcement. It's okay, I got better, I promise. Correct. But I wanted to try and pass on some knowledge on what to do if you are contacted by law enforcement, how to avoid contact with law enforcement, what to do when you're around law enforcement, and what to do if you are getting arrested or detained or anything like that. The long and short of the article is record everything and don't say a fucking word. Pretty simple. Those are the things you have to remember. Just record everything and don't say a fucking word. There are some tips in there on cops, if you have to provide ID to cops and things of that nature. I don't want to have to get into that. That's what the article's for. That's why there's a lot of words. So hopefully you might see that later today or tomorrow. So, we got good news. They enacted Scirocco law in New York City.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
thought it was
Woo!
I thought it was another some other type of
Tolarian law.
I don't remember, bro.
Charlatan law.
That's the one.
Yeah, Charlemagne law.
That's the one. You're
There we
right.
go.
Sorry.
That's the one we've been waiting on.
Charlemagne. Let's go.
Hello, Charlemagne. Zoran Mamdani was elected the mayor of New York. If you don't know who Zoran Mamdani is,
everybody's fucking freaking out.
And everybody's freaking out.
It's not even freaking out. They're just being ghoulish and completely
racist.
It's fucking ridiculous. This fucking person that I have on my Snapchat, I checked earlier, as I was setting up all my apps on my brand new fucking Razer, whatever the fuck.
Not sponsored.
Phone thing. Not sponsored.
And we're sponsored by IBC root beer.
Ooh.
The best kind.
No, we're not.
That is good root beer, though. If they want to sponsor us, they should. They could.
Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
But anyways, this person posted a fucking meme about New York City needs this hero right now, and it was some fucking Asian guy stabbing another Asian guy.
What?
Exactly.
That's
Who's he playing?
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
He's confused. The reason he got elected is because he actually seems like he's going to tackle issues that New Yorkers care about, like affordability and housing, and they're gonna open up some city-run grocery stores to help bring some prices down. Which I think is a smart idea.
we should say all this with a grain of salt. He may want to do all these things, but you got to remember he's not a monolith.
This is his platform.
Yeah, he ran on all these things that he wants to enact, which at the surface level are great, and on a deeper level are also great, but they're also incredibly difficult, especially when you're going to
have to go through funding and city council, and
not even that, the corporate interests, which are going to supersede the city council more often than not, because everybody knows they're fucking paid off.
Yeah.
But he does, I will say, get the power to enact some changes against his overburden of just like bureaucracy within like the New York City Council and stuff like that. He can be like, yeah, we don't need this 16 dudes to design this trash can. Like, here's the trash can. Here it goes. We're good.
Yep.
Like
Here's
that's
the trash can that I got off of Temu.
Yeah, like exactly. He could be like, whatever. Here's what we need, and he could do that with housing a little bit. So I think he gets to.
Here's this
He
house
does get to play some of his cards that like only the mayor, maybe, but he gets to play those cards that only the mayor of New York can play, and then say everything else was like beholden to somebody else, and I can't really touch it, like Kathy Hochul or President Trump.
Right.
I guess a little reminder that governments and even city governments are not just like the mayor doesn't have control, of course, of everything. I do remember specifically there was a book based about New York transport government and we're trying to get free buses and stuff, right? So the biggest thing is probably the Major Transit Authority. The MTA is a major big thing that to work on. I do recommend. You may have heard of. I've been talking about a few times of Robert Moses and the Power Broker. So this is one dude who basically controlled basically most of New York's transit authority and made
are you
New
talking
York
about Kingpin from Marvel Comics?
I no.
Yes, I love Vincent.
No. Let me see if I can. No. The Power Broker. So yeah, this is a great book. There's also a great little podcast from 99% Invisible.
Talking about this one Edward Norton film he saw one time.
Yes, it's this one Edward Norton film. Yes, it's very similar, but yeah,
you guys
Power
seen
Broker by
American
Robert
History
Caro.
X? It's going to change your lives.
Yeah, bro.
Reading this kind of book, or at least trying to get some things about this book, will tell you a lot about what kind of things that a city government and even regular government has to deal with. So it's pretty cool. It's also 1,400 pages, 1,300 pages. Good luck, but it's a great read if you want to go to sleep.
That's like two big ass novels.
But it's very important if you're in the government and stuff. That's and how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, I'm not really into government stuff. I'll pass.
Shit, I should probably read that. This is the cover of the New York Post after Mamdani got and the New York
the red apple.
Yeah.
I like red apples.
Let's go.
Right? And
is it a Fuji apple?
So for the audio only listeners, it's Zohran Mamdani holding up the hammer and sickle, and then the headline is "On your marks, get set, Zoe. Socialist Mamdani wins race for mayor," and then it says the red apple with the backwards on. That's really lame. That's just also really lame.
Let's also not ignore they have the red stars from the fucking from the former Soviet flag, and then he's also
a little red dude.
Mamdani's face is like superimposed on what I assume was like a
poster,
propaganda poster of like Lenin or something back in the day.
Yeah. That's really funny. It should be noted that the New York Post is owned by the Murdochs of Fox News fame and other ghoulish activities. So, we had some elections in the country last week, and we had some pretty good results. Zohran Mamdani, who is a Democratic socialist, was elected the mayor of New York. He's the Democratic candidate for the party there, but he is still affiliated with the Democratic Socialist Party. It was also really gross that right at the last minute they were just going to be like, "Ooh, but look at his wife." It was like, "Oh, she's kind of hot, actually."
Yeah, I was gonna say she was a little bit of a baddie.
Yeah,
and,
I was like, actually,
definitely better looking than anything that their conservatives have rolled out in recent years.
Oof. All of those bags of melted Halloween decorations.
Jesus. But yeah. So
let's also not forget. Sorry to cut you off, Tommy. Let's also not forget that none of the mainstream Democrats endorsed Mamdani. The only ones that endorsed him were AOC and I think maybe Sanders, who's not even a Democrat. He just caucuses with them.
Yeah. Yes.
Right there.
There were a handful, but yeah, it wasn't very many at all, and those were the only two like big ones.
He did have a lot of more local ones, and then Hakeem Jeffries, which I think is I don't know if he's a senator or a local representative, but there were definitely.
I don't think he endorsed him.
He
Hakeem
did it
Jeffrey?
the very last second.
Yeah.
Like
It-
when
it
it
was
didn't even
begrudging.
matter anymore. That's when.
Yeah, he may as well
Yeah.
not have endorsed them.
Yeah, well, I guess that was what I was trying to get at. They did eventually have to be like, okay,
Yeah,
he is in fact
fine.
going to win.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Just to remind people that we're not here just to dunk on conservatives. Hakeem Jeffrey sucks.
Chuck Schumer sucks ass.
Yeah, and Chuck Schumer is worse. I love that.
Yeah, we did have we'll call a blue sweep, I guess. So like the governor's race for New Jersey and Virginia both went to Democrats.
Which I mean that was significant, but not as much as Mamdani winning the New York mayoral race, because the Democrats that won New Jersey and Virginia are both status quo Democrats essentially. They're not looking for anything different than has been in the past few decades.
Usually
they're not looking to. Yeah.
It's true, but it's important to remember that
these
were Trump areas during the last election, like not even 12 months ago, or I guess about 12 months ago now. But and then there's also some very weirdly bureaucratic elections for council members of utility whatever. So I don't even know what that is, but in Georgia and I think
those actually went blue too.
Even those.
Yeah.
So that is,
it's pretty important.
But you could chalk that up to a couple of different things. It could actually be that they were great candidates running great campaigns. I don't know, but there's also the possibility that you just had a bunch of people from the No Kings energy going around being like,
pick the Democrat.
We'll vote in any election that there is, and we'll vote for a Democrat. You know what I mean? It could be. I don't know.
I mean, I would imagine it's a combination of things. It's it's hard to vote for the same thing that's been running your shit and making shit worse for you, and at the same time, it's easy to get caught up in that energy you spoke of and vote for a Democrat.
Yes. I don't think the Democrats are going to do a January 6th though.
No,
even if we end up electing a bunch of, so the problem here is that if you just look at a ballot and you're just Democrat all the way down, you're going to end up electing a bunch of people who are probably not qualified. So, but I still don't. Even if you do that, I don't think they're going to do a January 6th.
I mean, we have weird guys sometimes. That was the guy named George Santos, the weird fraud dude. He definitely was a Democrat. Well, in a really left-leaning New York borough.
Right.
So then he eventually switched after he got in. So
I don't know why you would say that. His wife was Albanian and Iranian and I don't know, Chinese at the same time, and he was an astronaut and a plumber and a school teacher. Why would you say all these terrible things about him?
And not a Brazilian crossdresser?
Yeah. That sounds like all the allegations against JD Vance. He's not just a regular crossdresser, and his wife is definitely not just an Indian who's selling out.
She's just a beard.
I don't know if he's crossdresser, but he's doing something with a dresser. I don't know.
Right. So this is Abigail Spanberger. She was a CIA spook of some make and model for a while. Mm-hmm. So now she's the governor of Virginia.
Make and model.
Yeah, she was a case manager. So
plenty to choose from. So
yes,
don't worry.
And when you're a case manager for the CIA, your duties are as assigned, depending on what your specialties are. So who knows what she was? She was probably an administrator, but.
She is very different from Domini, right? She's a centrist for the most part, Mm-hmm. And I think that's perfectly fine. The Democrats, we're call a coalition party. We have to have different people, different votes, and different things. We're not just just following kind of one thing. It's a challenge sometimes trying to get us all together to vote in the right things.
Right.
I'm also not a Democrat, but
Yeah, I'm also not a Democrat.
Registered, nonpartisan
shit.
But that's that's one of the challenges that they have to face in greater things. This is great though. We're focusing on the important things for the people.
Yeah, like her daughter not cleaning her room. Can I get this to actually play? Because it was pretty cute. There it goes. Hang on here. Maybe?
Everything I do to build a better future for you and for all of Virginia's children, and I am so proud of you. Every single day, I am lucky to be your mother. And Catherine, you did not clean your room today as you promised me.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
She's working on it. If I was working on it, we wouldn't have won this election, okay?
Results. I like it. She seems all right. Let's see some good work. So that's Abigail Spanberger. She is now the Virginia. Well, she'll be the Virginia governor after she gets sworn in early next year. But she's the governor elect.
Yeah, it's like
57 to 42. So it wasn't even a close election.
Not even really close. So. No.
Nope.
And it should be noted that all of these, like I say all of these, but a lot of the people who won in this election ran on a similar issue, which was, hey, everything sucks and the economy is in the tank.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are feeling that right now.
Yeah.
So
It's only going to get worse because
it is a pathway to win if you want to win an election, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is a fact.
You hear that, Tommy? It's time to launch your campaign.
That's right.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see,
I don't have the charisma.
I want my business partner to do it, but he's
Neither
like,
does JD Vance. You see where he's at.
yeah, but he's got Peter Thiel money behind him.
It's all right. Just slide in somebody's DMs and see if you can beg for some money.
It's me, the Prince of Iraq. Please give me $400 to release all these funds.
It's me, the Shah of Iran.
That's the one. There
Please
we go.
give me $4 billion so I can overthrow the government and reinstate myself.
Don't get me confused with this guy.
Oh yeah, hang on. Let's get a pic. Yeah,
Stephen Chung.
Mm-hmm.
He's on Ozempic now.
Is he really?
According to Trump, yeah.
Oh, that's good for him.
Wow.
Yeah, outing this man trying to lose weight.
He does look like a big thumb, so.
That's right. Yep, that's it. I can't run because me and him get compared all the time.
Oh no!
What? No, you don't.
No.
Literally nobody compares you.
Sorry, continue. Okay, let's continue. Sorry.
Literally after the show last week, I went to smoke a joint, and then I was going to go post or edit it and then upload it. And while I was smoking a joint, I saw this article, and I was like, "God damn it! Why do we just shut up, Trump?" Like, this guy is like, the more and more I hear it, like the more and more like JB Pritzker and things is like, these people are taking advantage of this doddering old man who is the president of our country. Don't get me wrong, he's still a dirtbag too, but
so after his vicious attacks against Jimmy Kimmel, he's going on to his next favorite NBC host, I guess, which is Seth Meyers now.
And I am a Seth Meyers fan, so there was a really good bit. I would like to play it, but we'd get copy striked all to hell, where Seth Meyers responds to this. And in the tweet, Trump accuses Seth Meyers of talking about catapults too much when Trump is the one who talks about catapults all the fucking time.
Yeah, for some fucking I don't even understand his whole obsession with steam catapults versus electromagnetic catapults.
He's got autism or something. Who knows? But
Seth Meyers or Trump?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
No. Trump is obsessed with catapults.
Yeah, Trump is obsessed with catapults.
And so I highly recommend you go check out Late Night with Seth Meyers. That's actually where the stuff you already knew, little graphic I ripped off, came from, because they are better writers than me. At any rate, they did a good rebuttal where they had a super cut of all of the times he said catapult.
Which, Taylor, you're in the Navy. What's it like being launched from an electromagnetic catapult versus a steam one?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it's like. It's like you make I don't know, something on the order of well over $100,000 a year, which I don't because I'm not an officer, so I'll never know what that's like. That's what it's like.
Touche.
Look, it's an old ass fucking look. Here's the thing, right? The aircraft carrier is nuclear powered. For those who don't just very basic on nuclear power. The energy produced in a nuclear reaction is used to then generate heat, which then generates steam, like every engine since coal, has done. So all it is doing is generating steam, and that is the whole ship is about. Like it pulls in seawater, it generates steam. The steam goes to power the turbines, and then because they have all this steam, they're like, hey, you know what would be a great idea? Let's launch the fucking jets with it. So that's what they do. Now, I don't know about the efficiency versus of an electromagnetic catapult versus a steam catapult, but I have to tell you, like, imagine super hydraulics and a Tesla. Like, it really does not matter. Like, the plane has to get up to a certain airspeed or else it falls into the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yep.
It really doesn't matter.
Yep. That's kind of the whole thing. Like, stop talking about catapults. Nobody cares. Even when he's standing in front of a group of people who are screened military Trump supporters, they're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Yeah. Like, nobody I have heard who is a nuclear guy on any of these ships has ever had.
They don't really give a shit.
What they will tell you is the same thing they will tell you about every single system on a Navy vessel, which is, shit fucking don't work half the damn time.
I worked with a lot of people from the Navy, and one of the guys I worked with was a nuke, and I fucking hated that guy. He was a piece of shit.
Well, okay. Don't out us.
See, that's the problem, is I've heard that a lot about nukes.
Don't out us. Well, we're all assholes, and like they're just the most autistic of the assholes.
Oh, that tracks. He did really have a thing for flags.
I knew a guy who, when I was enlisted, who could have been a Navy nuke, but instead he chose to go into the Marine Corps. If that's not autism, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
He did try to pick a fight with me in the dispatch center, and I'm 6 foot, 270 pounds, and that guy, I'm not kidding, is like 5'4", 170 pounds. And I was like, we're not doing this.
Did he at least have a dump truck?
Yeah, kinda. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. My guy did too.
Oh, really?
It's
yeah.
Maybe it's the same dude.
I have a theory about it. I have a theory about this. Is if you watch them when they're children, they walk around really funny on the balls of their feet, like they're doing it all the time.
He did walk
Baby
around.
They do this weird. Yeah, they do this really weird, like, I don't know, fucking
waddle.
It was a
velociraptor track thing.
He did walk with his yes, you should walk with your chest out, but you're right, it was like a velociraptor
forward. They've got this little velociraptor thing, and they're just fucking poking it out.
Yeah, that was how he walked.
That's pretty accurate.
What the fuck?
I mean, my guy wasn't a douchebag though, so he's got that going for him.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Everything else tracks.
And
anyway, that's my theory. It's maybe bullshit, but that's my theory.
I like it. We should check. We should do some good old fashioned phrenology on them too.
I was trying to find reference what you guys are talking about, so then I googled up big butt men on YouTube, and it's not helpful. So,
or was it very helpful?
Well, he's still on stream, so it wasn't helpful.
It was not helpful.
Comedy host mocking the president is a time-honored tradition, and in fact, they used to do a correspondence dinner where they invited all of these people to make fun of the president a little, and the president got to get up and give a speech and make fun of them too. Trump doesn't do those.
I mean, if you think about it, it's because of one of those correspondence dinners that we have Trump now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
Yet again, thanks, Obama.
So, I mean, that speech was fire, though.
It was. Oh, so speaking of it used to be a time honored. You know what else used to be a time honored tradition? The fucking government agencies not responding to fucking everything. Because I don't know if you guys saw that stupid fucking movie or whatever that came out on Netflix about a nuclear response and a nuclear strike, and for whatever fucking reason, the Pentagon deemed it necessary to respond, saying this isn't how this would go. Like, what? Why? Don't you have better things?
Yeah, don't you have better things to do? Shouldn't you be destroying brown people on boats right now?
Oh, they're doing that anyways.
Oh, right.
Literally everything there is to do is a better thing to do than telegraphing some of the thought process behind your military nuclear strategy.
I was going to stop you and say anything is better to do than posting on Twitter.
I mean, sure, there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
that's an art. That's not really an argument.
Yeah.
But it's just fucking ridiculous that that's what this agency. It's one of the things this agency decided to respond to. Like, well,
they're just a bunch of weird.
It's a fucking movie.
Yeah, chronically online weirdos.
I mean, are you gonna respond to the next Alien movie that comes out and be like, that's not how this would go?
Maybe they'll do a response to Predator Badlands.
Maybe.
I mean, that's the thing, right? I guess America just does not have enough education to know, separate what a movie is and from real life. That's why we elected a TV host for president. So
yeah, pretty much.
That's true. That's true.
Pretty much. So, speaking of the people who are running this country and who are not terribly good at their jobs, we have Greg Bovino. And now this is a clip from Have I Got News for You. I like this show. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It's, what is it, on CNN or... It's on CNN or MSNBC, one of those. I don't fucking remember. I watch it on YouTube. I don't have and it's kind of their take on a late night show. So they're here talking about Greg Bovino. So we're gonna look at this as a preamble to who this guy is.
Let's go. Give me Greg Bovino again, and then let's do Ray Fiennes from Schindler's List. So,
you nailed it.
Yeah.
and in case you ain't seen Schindler's List, that's not Schindler. Is there any way in the entire world the administration...
I'm going to talk over this a
could have
little
made
bit, and I'm going to
that
change
photo
the size of the
shoot
video
worse?
so it hopefully doesn't catch us for copyright
a Roman
striking.
salute, as they're called.
Just a few hours after Bovino was called out for his choice of attire in the photo
I
shoot,
probably have to kill the audio.
DHS posted this video.
Roy Wood Jr., don't copyright strike us, please.
Please. I love you, Mr. Wood.
I miss you. I miss you, you Black King.
Yeah, that's why.
What are all those fucking gestures, bro?
Yeah, and so I wanted to go back to that. Okay, yeah, that's one of the. Okay, all right. So first of, okay, I'm gonna put this in this. Okay,
No.
we're going half speed. We're gonna talk about this. 'Cause this is the chief. This is the guy. This is the guy in charge of all of the ICE Broadview shit. I have a clip from when he had these guys deployed down in LA and the shit he was saying there. We'll talk about some of that. But look at these a Roman salute, as they say.
Nah, I did not see this coming.
Hey-oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back. What is this? I was in law enforcement for 12 years. Like that's not a salute that we use in the United States. Anybody? Does anybody salute like that here? No.
I don't think anybody anywhere salutes like that. I've seen some pretty fucked up salutes, and none of them are like that.
And now he's just waving his finger. Like, what is that? Like, you put my helmet on? I need to round everybody up and have them put my helmet on? And then
that's come here.
None of these are actual hand signals.
No, these are not hand signals.
No.
So he's just and then Amber is like, what? Maybe he's waving for a cab, and they're from inside another vehicle. But yeah, that's this guy's just playing fucking cowboy out there. And so this is another video that I discovered. This is from a Bellingcat, which is a privately owned and funded research group. So I'm going to play this and hope I probably
drawn a line in Chicago, and federal agents keep
maybe you'll get copyright.
Over a 19-day period since it was enacted, we've geolocated, verified, and mapped almost 30 events that show potential breaches of a temporary restraining order.
So the reason this is important is because a federal judge had already put in place an order to stop the very over-aggressive response to the protests and journalists and things of that nature. And so on that little map, you see these are where all of the incidents that they researched were. So we'll continue.
Potential breaches of a temporary restraining order issued by Judge Sarah Ellis in Illinois. We've categorized these potential breaches into 3 groups. The first group focuses on the use of riot control weapons like tear gas and other projectile chemical irritants. Like in this video, which shows a federal agent shooting protesters with less than lethal ammunition at point-blank range with a 40mm launcher.
So, I am trained in the use of the 40 mic launcher. I am trained in crowd dispersal tactics and things of that nature from when I worked at state prison to quell prison riots. That's why they trained us to do it. And so I know how a 40mm grenade works. I know a bunch of the different types of rounds that can go into a 40mm launcher. And so one of the things they teach you in grenades in 40 mic school is that, like, hey, if you shoot somebody with this at close range, it's going to hurt them a lot. It's going to do a lot of damage. So you probably shouldn't do that. And there are specific impact rounds that like they're made of foam, so they don't just absolutely destroy your bones and your soft tissue when they hit you. But they'll still take your ass off your feet for sure. But it's like, don't ever shoot one of these within like 5 yards. And that guy's well within 5 yards. So.
Even Chief Border Patrol Agent Greg Bovino was shown tossing tear gas into a crowd.
We know that guy.
The second group.
And I just want to, like, crowd control tactics here. I'm going to go back just a little bit to where we can see. Okay, so one, you're also just not supposed to aim for anything above the shoulders and, not the groin. That is basically what they teach you. Don't aim for the head or the neck or the groin.
That would have taken out Charlie Kirk.
Pretty much.
Damn.
Pretty much. And so there are, like, you can hit the legs if you're using like a foam round, or like, I don't know if they use these anymore. They used to call it the oak baton, and it was literally a 40mm shell with 3 oak slugs in it. That seems pretty bad, so they probably don't use that anymore. But if you would hit somebody with those foam rounds from close up, you could do a lot of damage to them. And if you hit them with like a tear gas canister or any other type of launcher projectile that is like hard, you're gonna hurt somebody. So we're talking about Greg. So, and this is all Greg Bovino, and you'll hear him later like, oh, it comes from all the way up, and so I'm just following orders.
Even Chief Border Patrol Agent Greg Bovino was shown tossing tear gas.
So
it doesn't. He just wants to do stuff.
What's that? Yeah, he just wants to go out there and play cowboy.
Which, I mean, they're totally okay with anyways.
Yeah,
so it's
100%.
not like...
And so when if you're this close to a crowd, you do not need tear gas. You're going to expose yourself and your agents to that. That is stupid.
Look, bro, he's not smart. All right, that's why he's got the job.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Into a crowd. The second group focuses on videos showing a parent.
Yeah, it's training from prison simulator. It's
of
fine.
these 28
That's
events,
been a thing I've seen in
events
other
usually show
consistently where they have found
such as tackling people to the ground when they're not resisting.
Where they're going to get gassed, and I think it's just like a thing. It's like if you're in ice, you're gonna gas yourself.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know whoever, but
we have a lot of vehicle extractions here.
Of these 28 events, 19 of them potentially show disproportionate use of force,
Yes.
such as tackling people to the ground when they're not resisting.
See, that's one of the, I like that. So this is a teenage girl, by the way, who is a U.S. citizen, and it has been ruled that they had no probable cause to stop and detain or handcuff her already. So that is an 8th Amendment violation, everybody.
Constitution don't matter anymore.
That's true. They don't give a shit. So
what are we supposed to do? Because like, what happens when this comes like my town?
Yeah,
and yeah.
And so a lot of that is going to be covered in the article that I'm writing and posting to easyvoteindeed.com, hopefully later today. But sadly, when this is happening to you, there's not a lot you can do. Don't resist. Get in the handcuffs. Don't fight on the streets. Fight in the courts. Because right now they're still using the rule of law against us, and we have a story about that later, and we can still win through that process. And you're probably going to get a payday at the very least. But all this is going to be brought up in court, and these people are going to be, their reign is not forever. So that's why I tell everybody, document everything. You start contacted by law enforcement, just start recording. And then I really like what this teenager says. I'm not fucking resisting. That's one of the other things they can say. You should say if you're getting arrested, detained, or tackled. You say nothing, or I'm not fucking resisting. You can say fuck you. There's nothing wrong with that. People are thugs. So continuing onward.
And the final group documents examples where agents order or threaten people to leave public places where they are lawfully gathered. This week, Judge Ellis ordered Bovino to submit under seal all the use of force incidences in Chicago by the end of day, to which Bovino responded that the sheer volume of the reports makes that impossible.
So that's just use of force reports.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably don't have to write a use of force report for like compliant handcuffing or anything of that nature. So they're using a lot of force then. I mean, here in little old North Dakota, we go several shifts without zero use of force reports, you know, but in big cities, you're going to have several a day. But having so many by one agency in one day that you can't submit them all, red flag, big red flag.
Officials with the Department of Homeland Security have defended their tactics, stating that they have a broad authority to protect federal property. DHS did not respond to our request for comment. A hearing to decide the permanency of the restraining order is set for November 5th. You can explore the entire...
Yeah, and I mean, pointing a pepper ball gun at somebody who is recording is even excessive force. But as Al stated, they don't really care about the rule of law and things of that nature because it doesn't really apply to them. But there are going to be consequences. And so this is Greg Bovino again. And this is him out with the ICE and ERO guys during the LA operations a few months ago. And he says a lot of things here, and a lot of it is just like random leadership bullshit. Because
what he thinks is random leadership bullshit.
Right, absolutely. And really the actions and things that you've seen speak louder than what he says. But here's some pretty damning stuff.
Arrest as many people that touch you as you want to. Those are the general orders all the way to the top. Everybody fucking gets it if they touch you. You hear what I'm saying? Less legals. We're going to look at shipping tractor trailer loads of that shit in here. So you catch what it's all about us now. It ain't about them. Professional, legal, ethical, and moral. You know what?
Yes, he says professional, legal, ethical, and moral. And I have some questions about that, but that will be a debate for another time. But as you can see, if anybody touches you, arrest them. Like, that's not how that works. Like, you can't just, especially now that we've seen video of them, like, legitimately just pushing protesters over a line so they can be arrested. So that's what Greg Bovino stands for. And then also, we have one of the things that I talk about is cops cannot stop you from recording. They cannot take your phone from you, especially if you are just a bystander. That's not how the rule of law works. And so this is an incident that happens. This is some sort of federal agency. I don't know. It just says, oh, he's ER. This guy's ERO.
Does it sound like I'm a U.S. citizen? Do I sound like I'm Mexican?
Why does
I sound like I'm Italian? Does it sound like I'm Portuguese? Does it sound like I'm fucking something else?
Has nothing to do with you being Mexican, sir. I take.
Don't fucking touch me.
See, you can't do that. You can't do that. Like, that is the thing that they literally said to arrest people for in the last video. You can't do that.
Asshole.
Yeah. And so, one, this is what they call a Kavanaugh stop now. And so if we listen to this again.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Why?
Are you a U.S. citizen? You can't just stop and ask people if they're a U.S. citizen. If you just stop and are contacting somebody and saying, are you a U.S. citizen? And you're a law enforcement officer, that the Supreme Court has ruled that is racial profiling. But again, now we have the Roberts Court who doesn't give a shit. We have Trump who thinks it's great. And we have Greg Bovino who's just like, hell yeah, let's go. That's illegal.
Yep.
That's racial profiling. It's illegal. You can't do it. It's exactly what the Nazis did all over Europe when they were occupying places, was they, let me see your papers. Exact same thing.
We rely on like the Department of Justice to try to help us with enforcing these illegal stuff, but it's all bought and sold for right now. So what did the courts matter? So
pretty much. Well, that's about all I've got to say about Greg Bovino, but I have one more.
Greg Bovine.
Greg Bovine. I have a couple more videos here about what.
And his vagina.
Yeah, yes. So this is unfortunately a lot like what these contacts look like. And there's a lot of coarse language, so I'm going to mute it. But this guy is a U.S. citizen. It sounds like his passenger might not be, but this is what they do is they just fucking talking to this guy to distract him. He's recording, and at the same time, they're taking the other guy out of the van and disappearing him. Now, the important thing about this contact is federal are these federal agents? Who knows? Because ICE claims that they did not conduct any enforcement action in that area. And so this goes back to the broader point of that in all of these detention facilities and transfer facilities that they have, and that they're shipping these people to other countries, they've lost track of people. They don't even know where their own agents are. So this is not done professionally, legally, morally, ethically. But Chicago, I want you to let Greg Bovino know what you think of him. Hell yeah. Yeah. So it's pretty hard to hear, and I don't want to crank up the volume because that's not how I have it routed. But he's like, Greg Bovino, you a fucking bitch. I was like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And he was walking right there, told him right to his face. So Chicago not having it. This is a long video, and I like this a lot. We're going to play maybe 20 seconds of this because that's all we're going to be able to play with how the language and whatnot goes. But this man gave these ICE agents a fucking come to Jesus.
We don't believe you. We don't believe you, bro. Yo, you're an armed agent of the state. You work for the people that's oppressing us. There's nothing to believe about you. Real talk, like, I don't know, you come out here, you want to fake jacks and play this illusion like you a good guy. You're not good guys. I didn't say that. Word up. So, like, but you just said, we said that. We shouldn't believe you. We have no reason to believe you. Yeah, we don't believe you at all. You a catcher freeman. During the slavery days, you ran around catching free black people. That's what your job is. You don't have to hear words. You're hearing the truth. You're hearing the truth, bro.
Yeah, I like that. You're a slave catcher, and that's kind of where, unfortunately, a lot of modern law enforcement got it. Mm-hmm. And we could be better than this, but apparently that's not what Trump wants. And so he's like, I don't care what you heard. You're hearing the truth. And I like that. And he continues this for another 13 and a half minutes. I highly recommend you go out and watch that because it's pretty good. Tommy, how did you put it when you described the video?
That's a good question.
About the ancestors.
Oh yeah, sure. So this is the thing where this is really shaming on your ancestors right now when it's your own people are causing the problems, right? So if I see this and it's another man with yellow skin like me, I'm gonna shame his ancestors back to his own country. So
good. That doesn't work with white people because we don't have any shame.
Right, because you have white folk and white people, and those two different things. That's right. So
sure, that's true. Okay, let's talk about SNAP. If you don't know what SNAP is, it is the formerly known as food stamps or EBT.
Or formerly known, more informally known, I guess, as food stamps.
Yes.
That's what most people recognize it as.
Sure.
Yep. Over 12% of the United States is on SNAP.
Correct. And what this is it's just a supplementary income to pay for food. It's not a big deal. People need help. Food is expensive. And it really seems like Donald Trump and the Trump regime do not want people to eat. So at first, it's $5.64 billion in an emergency fund that they are supposed to direct the U.S. Department of Agriculture to use to fund SNAP, while the government is still shut down and on the longest shutdown in U.S. history. Thank you. But then Trump sued. It went to court. A federal judge went, no, my cat is trying to get my attention.
As
the federal courts. What's that?
As federal judges often do, they say, "Oh, my cat's trying to get my attention."
Yep, exactly. Yes. They said you have to fund it by Friday. Go for it. They appealed, which they didn't have to do. That's optional. That just means we don't want to pay the money. And the appellate court, as happens, had a temporary injunction. That's just how courts work. But then decided that they would rule that they would not change the lower court's ruling. So, yay, we're getting SNAP funds. Except now,
it ended up with the Supreme Court.
Yep, they appealed it again, which is optional. You don't have to do that. Two very qualified judges.
Two times in a row. The administration has elected to not fund SNAP.
Correct. In 1 week, really.
In 1 week.
Yes. And then, no, it's a new week. The Supreme Court has also put a small injunction on it while they debate it. And I have no faith in this Supreme Court. We'll see how this goes. But the update as of this morning is that so it sounds like, and I have to do some looking into this. We'll probably have a better story on it next week when we have more updates. But it sounds like some of that, the SNAP money and the EBT and all that went through because when the appellate court was like, yeah, no, send it, the Supreme Court or the Trump administration was like, yeah, we'll start dispersing it on Friday or Saturday. Yeah. It sounds like some of it went out. Well, as of an update this morning, Trump is none of it goes out anymore. It sounds like they may be rescinding some, which could be horrific if that's the case. That's one of the ones I got to look into. But they also said that anybody who continues to follow the memos from the U.S. Department of Agriculture could be penalized. So it really just seems like he wants people to go hungry. Thoughts?
Yeah, Donald Trump is canceling Thanksgiving for people and letting children starve. That sounds about right to me. The man's a monster.
He threw a fucking giant party at Mar-a-Lago for Halloween.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last week. They had their fucking Great Gatsby party, and they got dragged for it by much better comedians than we are. And you should check out Seth Meyers and The Daily Show. But
we're not comedians. We're just a joke.
Hey-oh.
This is a real serious issue because I have friends. I have multiple friends who are on EBT.
Yeah,
they work hard. They don't get paid much. And right now, just like this weekend, I had to go and go with them to go fill up on their groceries. They get for a family of 4, 2 kids under 5. They get about $600 a month.
Right.
And
that ain't shit. That's really not anything in the grand scheme of things. That's like. Yeah, that's
so we went to when we went to like the grocery store, we filled up the cart. Guess what? It was $300. This is gonna last them 2 weeks. So they're really, trying to get the best they can. Like, we can save some.
Yeah, that tracks because that's about how much I spend here for like a week and a half of stuff.
Yeah,
because you go to the store, you spend $50, you don't get shit anymore.
No.
Yeah, so we also videos of people waiting in I think like 600 cars deep in Tallahassee, trying to get to the food line, to the food pantries.
Yep.
Which are empty now anyways, for the most part, because they get a lot of their funding from the SNAP stuff.
Yeah, so now we're relying on corporate, benefactors,
and people get so up in arms about like, oh, you shouldn't be able to buy soda and junk food with fucking.
Or you shouldn't be able to buy lobster. Okay, I'm sorry that people are poor and they want to enjoy good things every now and then.
Yeah,
You know, like they should be more up in arms about fucking Elon Musk getting a $1 trillion fucking
I was gonna say, but
payout
they won't
versus
ask a single question about that. But they'll pick apart
versus
somebody's
fucking
cart.
Sally down the road getting a fucking lobster dinner every now and then.
Yeah.
But also, like, it's just these people don't understand how SNAP works, how the system works. You can't even buy hot foods or prepared foods.
Right.
So you have to, everything has to be, cold or, uncooked, no prepared foods.
Correct.
And like the idea, every single food in your supermarket has a category. And when you swipe that card, only the things that match the category pay out for EBT. I know this shit. I've made this shit.
Yep.
So, it's not hard. It's not a hard thing. Nobody's spending money on menthols and liquor. Right, for EBT.
That's true. I'm going to run on that platform. I think you should be able to.
I mean, okay, look.
I love nicotine. Big Tobacco sponsor me.
Back in the days, my mom actually did have the foods, literally called like the vouchers.
Yep.
It literally was actually like little stamps.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I was on them while I was in the military, for fuck's sake. Like
That's
you
right.
qualify for that shit when you're in the military. You qualify for WIC. You qualify for SNAP. Because you don't get paid shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of these people that get the benefits are. They're people who work. They're people who try to make a living. It's not just fucking random people that sit at home in their fucking basements and get food stamps for fucking doing nothing.
Nope.
That's the narrative they try to push.
Yep.
And it's, that's why is a credit card? It is the fastest, most effective way to do it. Just make it. Because if we just had everybody just like a box of food, but to store all that stupid food, people have dietary issues and everything. It's ridiculous. This is stupid and ridiculous, and people are starving.
Yes.
So,
and I would also just add as an addendum to all of that there has been this branch and brand of what some people call austerity politics that has existed long before Trump. People like Mike Johnson would be so happy to cut everybody off food stamps years ago, and starve out, millions of Americans. Plenty happy to do that.
Yeah, but
sans Trump.
I know Mike Johnson, and Mike Johnson doesn't know shit.
Yeah.
And so here's a supercut of Mike Johnson telling people he doesn't know anything anytime they ask him a question that's kind of important.
He doesn't know anything about anything. Ever.
He doesn't remember me last time we met up on Grindr.
Hey,
Look, I've been a little busy on reconciliations. I'm not following all the twists and turns of the Qatar jet. I've certainly heard about it.
Jesus.
Look, there are authorities that police executive branch ethics rules. I'm not an expert in that. Well, look, I don't know anything about the dinner. That's not my lane. I don't know. But we've not seen the calculation nor the formal.
And these fucking people can just sit there and
they're just like, yes, good. Yes, this is good. This is a good way to run the country.
Makes sense. Yes.
I don't know what's being implied by that.
I don't know the details. I just saw a headline this morning. I'm not read in on it, and I haven't spoken to the White House about it.
Maybe I picked on the wrong person with Mike Johnson. The fact is, the only thing he knows is how to grow a red heifer to be sacrificed in Israel to bring about the end times. That's a legitimate story. You can look it up. He spent a lot of his political career in Capitol on this idea.
He sure did. He also likes to track the porn his son watches.
Because they watch it together.
I don't have a strategy.
Probably. He doesn't have a strategy.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know any of the.
Taylor and I had this conversation about watching porn together. We decided not to do it.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't know any of the.
Some dude was like, one time he's like, "You want to watch porn and eat chicken wings with me?" I'm like, "No, I do not.
No.
Thank you."
It's weird.
Yes. All right, Tommy's got to take off early today, so I'm gonna switch. Tommy, tell us about Steve Bannon.
Oh, sure. Okay. So in this article, this happened at some kind of conference on Wednesday. So for audio listeners, he is pretty much aware. Okay, so if you don't know who Steve Bannon is, he used to be like one of the head strategists for like the Trump campaign, right? When he kind of first got elected.
Yes.
He still is a really major
He was at the
influencer.
Conservative Partnership Academy.
Thank you. He's a incredibly smart man, also super evil.
Yes.
In the ways that he has a very strong belief. He's very well spoken, but doesn't mean shit about the things he's trying to say. So he's trying to warn conservatives that if we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some of us in this room are going to prison. So they have to first try to seize the institutions,
right,
and change it in a radical way. If we, the conservatives, don't do this now, we're going to lose this chance forever, because you're never going to have another person like Trump coming up.
Correct.
So, so as much as these victories for us, who believe in like freedom and liberty and doing things a reasonable right way, I think the victories are just like it's a warning shot that more political division, more political violence is going to be on the rise. It's going to come up. Things are going to get worse before it ever is going to get better for us here.
Yes. We have not even begun to see how bad it's going to get.
Yeah, and the reason that is really concerning me is I don't want another do nothing like Democrat, like goddamn Biden on these kind of things.
Exactly.
Right now, your opponent is on the run, and they're going to come back with more strength, more extreme things. Do not let people forget about this bullshit that we've been dealing with for the past like year and a half on these things. Right? They're going to try to hurt the poorest among us, let kids starve, let people starve to protect this PDF file king.
Correct.
All right.
PDF
so PDF file. So this is very clear with Mr. Bannon here, right? We are definitely on the swing. Americans are very unhappy with what's going on, and you can follow other probably more some other news sources that talk about polling and other things like that, which is great. But how do we feel about this on the ground as people? Right? They're up there in their ivory castle. They're not doing shit for us, and this.
Yep.
They're just making things worse. So so this is where I'm saying, I guess, in this particular thing, this is what I call the Democrats' game to lose. This is why sometimes I really, really hate that's what call the opposition party. The left is going to trying to get divided, and try to get things more progressive enough. Some of the reasons like Harris failed to get things is there's this thing about the Gaza. She doesn't want to speak on these things. They always have to be perfect.
Right.
And I think this is the dumbest shit.
It is.
The most important thing is that we take our country back from
just get
fascism.
Somebody who's competent in there to begin with, even.
And I think this is our last shot.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah. I totally agree with that.
But that's the thing. If we just did right now, as of right now, and it's always been for the past 30 years, there's always been more registered Democrats than Republicans. They're not a popular party. They're the minority party. And if we were just as stubborn as the Republicans and voted down the party lines, these motherfuckers would have no power.
Yep.
Ever.
They would be obliterated.
Except in Mississippi.
Yes.
Actually,
well,
maybe not.
Yeah.
I think they actually lost.
There's the eldest of the Mississippians are actually true blue, no matter who. And
That's true.
That's true.
They voted for Clinton.
Yeah.
Well, because Clinton was he's very much was a Republican in the sense. Before him, the leftists before that, he was very, that was the things Clinton appealed to a lot of people at the time. So
well, I think the other thing is that people don't realize that maybe that like the Democratic Party has shifted into a completely different place than it used to be. In the Republican Party, it was in a completely it was the Republican Party that voted for like desegregation and all of these things. It was the Republican Party that used to be most of what we consider left values, and that has like just completely flip-flopped. So that's why they are still, to this day, some of them like Democrat, no matter who.
I mean, that's correct. Because even like the worst of the worst presidents, like Nixon, he built the EPA.
Yeah.
Right. A very much Democrat thing. Lyndon Baines Johnson, awful evil man. He gave us Medicaid. He gave us Medicare. He signed the Civil Rights Act. These are people that put country over party. In a way, they thought this was an important thing to do. They still tried to value what is important in the country, even though they were not the best of men. We got 20,000 people killed from Vietnam, a pointless war. That's on LBJ's head. So,
killed
but anyways,
hundreds of thousands of other people too.
Hundreds of pounds of very fairly innocent people. This is not terrible things, but they still were looking out for our country, even though in their choices. They were not. Some of them were not the best.
But that's
right
the
now,
one thing about Republicans I don't get now is they're not even putting party over country. They're putting Trump over everything. And
correct.
And that's not good. Like, that is not sustainable. He's gonna die. He's old as fuck.
So that's the issue we're having here. Is
he's already shitting in diapers.
You can believe whatever you want, but I think a person who is a president, people are ahead, has to put more than just themselves above. And right now, all we're doing is we're seeing a man who just enriches himself and his family, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And so we got to really move it this time. Don't get lazy because we have a blue wave victory in 2025.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers didn't vote.
Yeah.
So the other guys didn't want to vote. We voted. We could do this every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's my soapbox.
I like it. Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon sucks. Do you want to play the clip?
I don't know. I mean, you can play it.
I'll play. Yeah, I'll play the clip.
Will tell you right now, as God is my witness, if we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included.
Yeah.
We're not going to stop.
That's where you should be, motherfucker.
They're getting more and more and more radical. And we have to counter that. And what do we have to counter it with? We have to counter it with more action. More intense action, more urgency. We're burning daylight. If you look across every aspect of this, we have to codify what President Trump has done by executive order, right? We have to codify it.
Yeah, and so they want Trump to be the rule of law, and what they say goes, basically. So that sucks for a lot of people. But I do think he should be in prison. But you know who should?
This guy was in prison.
What's that?
Steve Bannon was in prison.
That's true. That is true. He was in prison. By the way, you should know that. He already has been to prison. You know who's not in prison? I don't even know this guy's name. Sean Charles Dunn. Remember that guy who threw a subway?
Oh, the guy who threw a subway. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He was found not guilty by a jury of his peers, which is sweet. This is also after, so the prosecutor of the District of Columbia of Washington is Jeanine Pirro. And if you don't know who that is, that's Judge Jeanine from TV.
Who?
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
She wishes she was Judge Judy is the real answer.
Great value, Judge Judy.
But
Hell
she is not as entertaining or as qualified, and yet somehow she is the prosecutor for the District of Columbia. So they tried to bring charges against this guy like 6 times or 4 times. I didn't look. Basically, they bring the charges to grand jury to see, like, oh, we think a jury might be able to convict on this. So let's go to trial. But like multiple times, the grand jury was like, no, there are no charges here. So finally, they rewrote reports and bitched and moaned and things of that. And like, well, no, we have to make it sound like he got assaulted. Like it actually impeded his duties or whatever. And so the best they could come up was like, I could smell the onions and the mustard. So yeah, it was really
it made me hungry.
Yeah, right. It was fucking clown.
The man
shoes.
smacked me with his foot long.
Yeah, and it was really just like a gentle just like it didn't he didn't whip it at him or anything. So
he whipped it out.
Whipped out his foot long.
Yeah.
That's the waste of government money kind of sue this man. Yeah, I do like it that way. I go to Subway quite often. I'm their best customer. I'm the one keeping it alive.
I also like Subway.
Yeah, my wife also likes Subway.
Please sponsor us.
What's wrong with you people? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I second that sentiment. What's wrong with you people?
That's fair. Don't go to Subway.
I like my bread to taste like rubber. It's fine. It's so damn chewy.
It is really chewy. It is really chewy. Let's see. Oh yeah, a dude fainted in the Oval Office. And this is just
I saw that. RFK fucking bolted, bro.
As soon as I saw this, my thought was like, oh, he's just like, oh shit, this is now an active crime scene. I have to get out of here. They're never gonna catch me. So,
also, to be clear, he may be trying to look for a doctor, but Dr. Oz is also right there.
Yes, he's trying to look for an actual qualified doctor.
Yeah, because Oz isn't a real doctor.
I said I hate RFK, but I'm like it's a possibility. he's being proactive.
And so
bro, he just wanted to leave so he doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah, he was just like, I ain't writing a report today. I wasn't here.
Don't they fucking take an oath when they have to do some shit if something happens? Like
No.
No, he's not a doctor.
He's not a real doctor anymore. Yeah. Oh, yep, there he goes. And RFK is out. Oh, nope, sorry. And Trump's just like, what's happening? I'm gonna stare at you.
So I know the video it's kind of skewed our faces, but you can see that it's skewing that area. But yeah he's gone.
RFK just bolted, bro, and then is that Caroline Levitt going over
in
the
back
stairs?
here? Yeah. Yep, it sure is. And there's Howard Lutnick back there, like, oh fuck.
I hate to be.
Why did you have to do this right now?
But like, RFK Jr. is the last person I would send to call for help.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like,
yes.
He can't get anybody's attention at a distance of any more than like 60 feet.
I need a doctor. What the fuck are you saying? I can't understand you. Doctor! Bye.
You want my daughter?
What daughter?
You don't have a... Does he have a daughter?
God, I hope not.
I can't remember.
Who?
RFK.
Yeah.
RFK.
I did see that his wife...
He has a grandson.
Oh, right. I did see that
go swimming in the
that Cheryl Hines, RFK's wife, was like, "Oh yeah, our friends of like 30 years just stopped talking to us after we supported Donald Trump." Yeah, no shit, lady. They have empathy. They don't want to be friends with somebody who have different core like empathy and morality than you. So that's RFK. He sucks. We knew that. Tommy hates him. The only other like story I have for this week, we have a couple more actually. This is one I saw and I was like, that's just fucking weird. Mark Zuckerberg.
Had it right the first time.
Mark
Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberger owns about 12 properties in Palo Alto, California, and he has turned them into a rich person mega compound. And on that mega compound, he had a school operating illegally.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. See,
I'm not surprised.
I saw Al's face, and that's the face I made when I saw the headline too. And so the only reason we actually know about this is because it created a ton of like traffic and noise and a bunch of other things. And the neighbors are like, what the fuck is going on over there? And so, like, you'd have all these rich kids coming with, like, security details and limousines and fucking multiple car. Seriously. And, like, it created a bunch of traffic problems. And so they told the city, like, what the fuck is going on in there? Stop it. And this, like, so they found out they were running a school, like, kind of a Montessori.
They were running, like, a little private school in one of their mansions.
Yes, for rich children only. It was named after his pet chicken.
Go back up. I want to see the names of his kids. Go up.
Mark.
Go up.
That's it. That's
go back down. I want to see the first
the kids'
paragraph.
Names. Yes.
I want to see the first paragraph.
The wife is Priscilla Chan, and the daughters are
that's
Maxima, August
and Aurelia. Oh my God.
And so we've talked about this before, but Mark Zuckerberg is super obsessed with Roman empires and emperors and things. That's why he cut his hair like that for so long. That's not fucking healthy. You shouldn't name your children shit like that. You shouldn't be a billionaire and be obsessed with Roman empires. There's a cat on the back of my chair. Hello, cat. So
I mean, you can't be your mind cannot be healthy if you're a billionaire. So
pretty much, pretty much. They know they had at least 30
All right,
students.
I'll take one for the team and take all their money.
There you go. No, we have to divide it among the masses. That's what Zoran Mamdani wants.
Yeah, but have you ever seen an arch and be like, that's kind of cool?
That's true.
We just build one. Yeah.
So they had about 30 students in the school. They found the instructor through a LinkedIn post, and she's some sort of Montessori educator. And they said they were going to be expanding to junior high and up to 45 students. So they were going to grow this school. My question is, well, one, first of all, you shouldn't be running an unlicensed school because who knows what the fuck they're teaching in there.
I mean,
that's the whole point.
Let me just get this out of the way. Private schools are basically schools in name only, anyways.
Right.
Because you can kind of just do whatever the fuck you want. So I'm not trying to defend them, but this isn't that far removed from those. If they had gone and become a private school, this would have probably gone over fine with the city.
Yeah, and Montessori schools are usually just like kind of like preschool.
It's
and
like
kindergarten,
preschool and kindergarten, and then it seems like they had elementary students as well.
Yeah. And like, having like somebody's house become like a mini like daycare.
Yeah.
Like we did that back in the hood when I was growing up. So I did grow up in the hood. I don't know why you keep laughing every time I mention I grew up in the hood. Okay. But like, it wasn't unusual.
Yeah, he pulled himself up by his bootstraps and got out of there.
He sure did.
And then turned one of his houses into
we used to do it. We used to do it in the barrios of Nicaragua too.
Yeah, es lo mismo, same thing. So it's great. But it is weird. It is weird,
It's
that
weird
it's
for these
a
rich
billionaire.
people to do that.
Yeah,
Yes.
because they're probably just in there like, you're better than them. You will own them. And shit like okay. Also, the city of Palo Alto never received an application from the Zuckerbergs to open a school or anybody affiliated with Meta. And now the school is gone, but they probably just moved it to a more secure location because they're not just going to stop what they're doing. So it's probably
in the basement of Meta headquarters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Palo Alto has still not received any application for a school. So they're just going to keep doing it. It's fucking weird. These people should not exist. Billionaires shouldn't exist.
They think they're above the law.
Yeah.
They think they're above having to do all this shit that normal people should do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Laws are just inconveniences that you can pay, right? Because that's like Bill Gates.
Mhm.
Because Bill Gates basically parked wherever the hell he wanted, handicap spots or whatever.
That's true.
He just paid whatever fines.
Yeah.
So
Jeff Bezos does the same thing. He parks wherever the fuck he wants, pays the fine. Somebody pays the fine for him. So
if I saw that shit, I'd probably keep his fucking car.
Oh, I'd be slashing tires. Absolutely.
I'd be slashing tires.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'd go to jail for it. Don't give a shit.
Slam his fucking windshield
Oh, yeah.
with a baseball bat.
Absolutely. Fuck that.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, he can go to his meeting, but he ain't gonna have he'll probably just have another car waiting for him. But
yeah, he'll probably just get somebody to pick him up from the roof of the building because he'd be scared to come out.
Yeah. So that's we have some late submission stories. I have another browser I have to pull that from.
yeah, we do have some new submissions.
Yes.
That our expert guest Taylor is going to talk about Amazon data centers.
Yes.
And AI.
That bitch ain't no guess. He's one of us.
That's true.
Okay.
You get promoted.
Okay.
You'll get promoted to seasonal.
Take your expectations and set them where they belong. Just let you know. That's gonna be a thing. Yeah. So these are kind of some old stories. I mean, they're old in the sense that I found them kind of late, but yeah. So it's everybody's tracking. My audio is like way off time. So like, if you guys just want to play that video, and if I try to speak over it, I will be way off of time from you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it happens. And
No, not really. I think it's normal for us too, because if I watch a video and if I watch if I'm watching the stream and I try to listen to audio, it's not going to sound great.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Tucson just became
It's
the
also
first
like
city to
11
reject a
minutes long,
massive
so you
data
don't.
center
Yeah. So you don't have
proposal.
to
And it
like.
only happened because of a
hold
I don't
on.
know if you wanna.
This is More Perfect Union. You should check them out. I like their stuff too.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah. So if you want to talk about that, Taylor, go for it.
Yeah, so I guess maybe like whisper at the top, but so the basics of this is just essentially that they're going to build a data center in Tucson. Tucson's like, hey, not only do we not have the power to support that, we literally don't even have the water to support that, which is another huge concern for places out in, just Western United States.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really just a good video going over how, not only how the corporations like tried to sneak in their agenda, but also how like the community came together to push out, like it's just not going to happen in my city.
That's kind of the attitude we need to develop as a nation. Because nobody's going to do it other than you. So I always say, get out, go to a protest, get out, I would say go to a town hall meeting, but Republicans are afraid of those. So, I know local Democrats in North Dakota, because our Republicans won't do a town hall meeting, the Democrats here are going to hold their own. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So here you go. You see this was the sort of dark money situation. They had this construction company just building a random project, and then so you have to start looking into what the fuck they're even building there. Then you find out it's funded through some VC thing, and then later on they're going to get to like who it is that actually fund, like through the VC funded them.
Right. And if you venture capitalist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
If you don't know what that stands for.
Not Viet Cong in this situation.
They don't got money.
No, that's true.
No, they don't. They're just farmers.
Yeah. So yeah, stand up for your, and for my viewers in North Dakota, which there are a few of, they're planning to try to put in 2 data centers here. And so they were like, well, to provide power for that, we're going to have to build a nuclear power plant. And I'm kind of all for that.
Mm-hmm.
But, we have the coal industry here.
The data center is going to be the will primarily uses most of the power of that. Whatever power the people get is probably going to be fucking exorbitantly priced.
And that's fine. But I know for a fact our power grid couldn't take it without that. And so we'd have people fucking dropping off in the winter here when everybody's going to stress that power grid to try to turn their heat on. But of course, the data center has to have priority because they make money. So they're going to get their power. But because this is coal country, baby, everybody's like, nuclear power, that's going to blow up and kill us all. There's going to be another Chernobyl.
Yeah.
And so I'm afraid they're going to put it to a vote and everybody's going to be like, hell no, because they're going to buy into the propaganda, even though it's really safe.
It's always like this. Nuclear power is incredibly safe. It's actually really safe. We did have a few bad apples. Okay, sure, Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island, whatever.
Yeah, but Chernobyl could have been prevented if they had just been fucking honest from the get-go.
And so could have, and 3 Mile Island was like lapse and like complacency caused it. Like good policies and procedures would have prevented that as well.
But there's plenty of still nuclear power plants in like Europe and like France and stuff. It's running. It's just fine. You don't hear any issues from those places.
Lithian from the chat has a good point. Nukes, like nuclear weapons, will blow us up before nuclear plants will blow us up.
200%.
He's not lying, but he's right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But but when
anyway,
go ahead.
I say otherwise it would be very effective weapons.
Right.
Yeah. So, but that's fine. So. Anyways, the nuclear, it could continue. So so hopefully with at least for North Dakota, I do think a data center will probably bring some form of revenue, but it's going to really cost a lot overall for to get that.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Put some of that oil money and whatnot that we have.
How's your water situation there?
Not wonderful either. That would be a problem.
Yeah, well, that's the problem.
I hope they build it by one of the crappy lakes. Then they could figure. One of the stinky ones.
So we're going to first do some fracking to get the oil, to then create something to fuel the factories, using then the same oil-ridden lakes and waters
to cool said factories. Yes.
Cool the power centers. Okay, great.
Yep.
Right.
Welcome to
Sounds
our cyberpunk
cool the ball crushing factory.
Yes, the orphan crushing machine.
Okay, cool.
Yep, pretty much.
We do need less orphans. That is true.
Oof. So yes, I hope we get that. Also, I know somebody who works in like the electric industry.
The 24-hour shift factory.
Yes. Well, kinda. He works in he's an electrician and he's worked on nuclear power plants before and helped wire them up. And man, he was just being a good advocate for it and how it's good clean energy and everything. And he was the type of guy who I thought would have voted for Donald Trump until we had that conversation. I was like, oh, you're a pretty cool dude. So, so we now move over to a man I'm familiar with. His name is Luis Rossmann. I know him from a lot of his right to repair stuff. But Taylor brought up a good point about flock AI surveillance traffic cameras. And this leads back to the story of the towns banding together and saying, not in our fucking town. So go ahead and this is a long video. I highly recommend you subscribe to Luis Rossmann on YouTube. Because
So there might be a good spot to like skip to if you wanted, because like what this video is, so it is literally just him filming like basically a city council.
He goes to a lot of city council meetings and is very active in his local politics.
Right. So if you wanted to, hang on, I'm trying to find like a good spot, because there's a couple of people. What it is these are just people getting up and giving speeches to the council about why they don't want flock in their flock AI cameras in their town.
Yep.
And then I did put another video in there that gives a little bit better description about what flock AI videos or flock AI is doing. But essentially, if you live in a town where you've been to, let's say, Walmart, and you've seen these giant posts with like blue lights coming out of them, or if you've seen like these little black cameras with little, like that thing right there above this guy's head in that
this
video
thing right there. I was trying to get a better picture of it.
Yeah, so they are essentially, that goes to this it's a third-party organization. It's an AI corporation that is literally collecting data on you and everything that you're doing, and then it can decide to give that data back to the local law enforcement, but it will cost your community and your tax dollars. I think he said something in the one of the ones that I saw, something along the lines of no, that's 40,000 cameras, not $40,000. But so they were talking. If you do watch the Louis Rossmann video, they do talk specifically about the number that it costs their community in Vidal, Texas. I think I'm gonna have to get the exact.
Vidor, yeah.
Vidor, yeah. So Vidor, Texas, they tell exactly what it's going to cost them, and they say, hey, this is enough to buy us just a new guy in the car. Like, we could buy another police officer for the amount of money that we are spending paying to this company to come install these kind of cheap and not very effective cameras, and then to give us the wrong information about trying. And this guy right here, Blinn Jordan, he does a lot of like technical stuff about he's just more like the engineering side of things about different government programs, stuff like that. So he goes over how they're not very effective. They don't do a very good job of, like, I think they wrongfully sent some information to some police department that a family was driving a stolen vehicle, and then they arrest the family only to find out later that the vehicle, it wasn't stolen, it just misread the plate. And then he, in this same video, shows you how you can like spoof the cameras where they can't read your plate.
Yep.
Like it's very little effort. Like you could run over some mud, splash it on the back of your your license plate, and then those cameras can't really effectively read it after that. So like it's just
it's a huge waste of money.
AI slop.
Yep, it's a huge waste of money.
Waste of money, AI slop. And I think you specifically, Cal, can go into this, like, how, because you've worked, I guess, a little bit around this, and could say like just how effective it even is if you were actually trying to use it to its full purpose.
Yeah, and like I said earlier in the show, I used to work in law enforcement. I used to be a police officer. These things suck. They're very rarely useful to anybody. They kind of just sit there and take up taxpayer money, in my opinion. Basically, anytime, like, oh, maybe we're going to run an investigation into a crash or a theft or a vehicle theft or, something like that. And so, like, there's one sitting in the Home Depot parking lot or whatever. And so if I want to get access to those security things, I have to, like, either there's a couple of different ways you can do it depending on what your city has paid for, because of course everything has like subscription models and things of that nature too at a corporate and government level. And so the one I ran into a lot is that we would get like a generic agency login, and you could then we had a special computer where it was like green flagged in their system or whatever, and then we could log in if it worked. The thing is I've never been able, like I've been able to review video from it, but it's like, oh, it didn't catch anything or whatever. But I've never actually gotten video from one that has helped me solve a crime. So there's that. I have definitely seen them, like people like, oh, the one of those things actually caught something. It's like, oh, sweet, finally. That was the recurring sentiment. And the problem is like Taylor said, is that we would get a lot of false positives of like, oh, there's definitely crime happening, and then like 3 cops show up and there's fucking nobody there. And then like a desk sergeant will get mad enough at the system to like look into it, and it's like, oh, it was just some like trash blowing by and it thought it was a gang fight. So and that happened, and stuff like that would happen a lot. It's like, oh, there's a big car accident. It was like what happened was a bag of trash fell out of a truck. So that happened a lot, and a desk sergeant would get pissed off and finally figure out how to pull the footage and be like, this is trash. And then he reports it, and then they report it to the city manager, and the city manager goes, oh, well, they're paying for it. So, oh, well, maybe it'll work better next time. But I was literally saying, like, you could literally pay a dude to stand in the Home Depot parking lot, less money, and he would report the same amount of crime and report way less false positives.
He's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, my thing is that I guess the trick of this is, I mean, you can see it for what it is, but then the question is like, how do these things keep invading? And so you have this company. It's just an organization. Flock AI. It's just this fucking guy who wants to sell his new fucking AI slot to people.
Never mind.
So there's Tommy. It's my favorite picture of him, actually. Oh, he gone. So the idea behind this is that like you can just go, and this is what I was trying to bring up with the Tucson thing as well. You can go to your city council. You can get a group of friends together. You can raise some shit and be like, listen, this is our money. This is our money and this is our fucking community. And you can fight a lot of things that way that are coming to your town, the garbage like this.
Yes.
And the more that you do, the more that we do it in one town or the next town or the third town, then the less like power and money that these corporations have. They shouldn't exist at all.
Yes.
Like, Flock AI just shouldn't wholesale exist at all. Like,
right.
There's no point for this. Companies, I mean, if you wanted to sell surveillance cameras, which that's already been a cottage fucking industry for however long, if you wanted to sell other software to like towns or counties or whatever, that would be fine. But we're talking about somebody who's just literally coming in. You're paying them to stick their garbage in your town to gather information. And then, like Cal said, you have to do all of this rigmarole just to get the information, and most of the time it's not even reliable.
Exactly. And not to mention that, like, because I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe, like, because when I was out in Seattle, you'd hear about, like, well, I work in Issaquah, but I heard over in Kirkland, they're getting these things, and I can't believe they're going to waste a bunch of money on that shit. And it's like, oh, Kirkland's the rich town, and blah, 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 and whatever. And it's all just one big weird sales pitch, because there are people who are like, well, what if we just got our own security system and our own staff? What do you provide that's better? And they're like, well, one, we're cheaper, because they'll sell the cameras at fucking cut ass rates, because on the back end, they're selling all the data and making all the real money there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's cheaper than hiring, like, on the front end, it's cheaper than hiring like a security like contract, like from a big security company that humans have to work for. Of course, that's going to be cheaper because there's less humans. But they're making all that money on selling people's data, like people out in public. So I don't know. I just think it's a whole bad thing all around.
It most certainly is. But so I just wanted to get across that, these are some, I would say, W's in the court, because Vidor did strike it down. Vidor struck that down. They're not bringing flock cameras into Texas. Tucson won. The people of Tucson did beat, the Amazon data center that was coming to.
Man, Home Depot must have a contract for these, because I Google searched this, and Home Depot is one of the things. I saw so many of them at Home Depots.
They've been at the Walmart, that like Walmarts and Home Depots around where I live. Of course, I do live in a more like heavier Latin community, so like maybe that's why.
So you need surveillance?
I guess, I don't know. I mean, talk to the evil AI overlords, dog. I didn't put them there.
Yeah, right. Selling all that shit.
If it was up to me, there wouldn't be any fucking cameras in any fucking city for any fucking reason, except for people carrying them around with their fucking hands.
Yeah,
that's me. Sorry.
I like it.
I'm very anti-surveillance, so you're the last part on this. Anyway.
That's right. You heard it here. Go out and destroy a security camera. Fuck, damn the man.
Look, maybe don't do that, but it would make me very happy.
Probably don't do that.
It would make me very happy if you did.
Yeah, pretty much. But we're not endorsing crime. Well, maybe a little. We are the team behind Easy Vote North Dakota. EasyVoteND.com. You should go there. We're going to have an article up there a little later today. So thank you for being here, guys. We got out almost in time enough to catch Tommy leaving, but he has his stand-in there, his conservative stand-in. Taylor, thank you so much for being here.
With good company.
Yeah, man, it was good. It was good being part of the show. I love doing this show with you guys. Because
absolutely,
this is so, especially when we watch parades of
the military parades.
Chinese
were
military
good.
parades.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I did.
Good way.
I was screening a Vietnamese one, and it was way more entertaining. So I might put that in the chat for us to screen at some point.
Dude, I gotta tell you, if you ever want to see a throwdown, we should go watch some of the old they're not even old, but like some of the like Eastern Asian or like the Pacific Asian parliamentary fights.
Oh yeah, we're just throwing fists and grabbing hair and diving over desks. Yeah. I don't. Anyway. It's pretty fun to watch. I still don't think you should run a government that way. At any rate, Al, thank you. Al, thank you for being here, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back next week.
Thank you, Cal, for hosting the show.
Oh, thank you. No worries. We don't get any money from this. It actually costs money. We're just doing this because we don't like what's happening in the United States for a lot of us. It really sucks, and we know it sucks for people way harder than we have it.
Yeah, so, it really sucks for people a lot worse than
we're pretty fortunate that we get to sit here and do this on a Sunday morning. So always count your blessings. Give to a food pantry if you can. That's going to be about the only way people are going to get food until this SNAP thing gets straightened out or not. Then after that, who knows? We'll have more news on that next week. This has been Crying as a Free Action. Oh, I might stream video games later. We haven't done it in so long.
What game?
Maybe Cyberpunk. I don't know. I was playing some last night.
Wow. I was probably gonna hop on Enshrouded since tomorrow is allegedly the update.
Ooh, I think
allegedly.
My wife might be down for that too.
What's happened there?
Oh no, Enshrouded.
No, Enshrouded.
Oh,
the stick and rock fantasy one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was favorite kind of. Is that Al's favorite game? Sean? Ask me how I know.
It's pretty good too. What? You love them stick and rock games.
He does. He does like them stick and rock build survival games.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll play some of that later. We'll have to see. I'm gonna stream something. I'm gonna stream a video game one way or another, hell or high water, because we haven't done it in a while, and I'd really like. So thanks, guys, for being here. We are Crying as a Free Action, and you should go to EasyVoteND.com.